Hi, I'm Carolyn Yackel. I'm going to tell you about my work depicting Catalan solids on Temari balls. Quite a few of you have heard me talk about this before, so I'm going to throw a bunch of additional information while I give my typical spiel. When you make a Temari ball, what you need to do is begin with a wad of stuff in the middle and then wrap with finer and finer yarn and thread, and then plot out these symmetric regions so that you can stitch in really painstaking detail to repeat these motifs around your tiling of the sphere. And the really hard part is placing the pins really precisely. Some of you have offered to help me make the pin plotting easier. And just a note for you, you have to plot the pins after you wrap the thread. And I really want to thank you for your offers of collaboration. Like Scott, I really like to collaborate. This project that I'm doing right now involves using the spherically projected 13 Catalan solids as the tiling for the spheres. So lest you think I'm at the wrong G4G, let me just point out that 2 of the Catalan solids are enantiomers, which means that when you take their mirror images, they're different from the original solids. So if we just think of the whole set of Catalans together with their mirror images, we get 15. So that's OK. I'm at the right one. So it turned out that when I tried to do this, this project with the Catalans, falling back on what I already knew about placing what are called guidelines on the Temari, a whole bunch of the spherical Catalans kind of fell out from what I already knew. So I would say they were pretty straightforward to make. And when I want you to hear the word straightforward the correct way, it doesn't mean they're easy or fast. It just means that I didn't need to think of a new idea, really. So it turns out that 11 of the Catalans were straightforward to make. And then 2 other ones, the 2 enantiomers, required something new. And Henry Sagerman helped me kind of figure out what was needed to make those 2. So in order to mark the enantiomers, kind of like what needed to happen is I needed to plot the vertices of 2 platonic solids simultaneously. And then, like if you look at the left image here, see you want to plot A, B, and C, and then M. And then you need to plot X, Y, and Z on each of those triangles. Do you kind of see what's going on there? And they're all there are these 3 points in that triangle, and they are rotationally symmetric. And that's actually what's causing you to get an enantiomer, because you've got this rotational thing going on. Yeah. And then the right enantiomer image is like that also. So my bigger project is like this. I came up with 3 stitching schemes that I wanted to enact on each of the 13 Catalans, so that you can just see that I'm going to have this project where I'm making 39 Temari balls. So I decided on these 3 stitching schemes. I was going to outline the edges, or I was going to outline the faces, or I was going to join around the midpoints of each face, right? But then I decided to do each one on each of the 13 Catalans, which gave me 39, which probably wasn't a good idea because that's way too many. And then when you think about it, actually, outlining the edges is pretty good because you can actually see what the Catalan was. And outlining the faces kind of can turn into a mess, as you see, although sometimes it's better than others. And then joining the midpoints was actually a really bad idea because actually it doesn't look like the underlying Catalan at all. But there's a reason why I did this, because when you outline the edges, see how you get a big buildup of thread? And that's a disaster when you're trying to stitch. So that's why I came up with this idea of joining the edge midpoints like that. So anyway, now I'm just going to show you kind of the results, so you can see that you can actually get all of the Catalans. So here you can just look and see that I mostly, so far, have outlined the edges. But you can look and see that there is some big buildup of thread at points. And now you can see the enantiomers. And you can see the big buildup of thread also. You can also see in the rightmost image there that with the enantiomers, I outlined the faces, and that it isn't a total disaster sometimes. You can actually see the Catalan showing up. So If you have any ideas, like, oh, I think you should try decorating the faces in this way because I want your project to go even longer, then you can tell me all about that, and I'd be happy to look. Or if you want to see the current status of my project, which, by the way, still lacks 15 balls, then you can go look in the display upstairs. Or if you want to see someone else's Temari stitching, Ingrid Daubaches has also stitched a bunch of really beautiful Temari, and they are also upstairs in the display. Thank you.